We have a new event that you don't actually have to play. Okay, the new trailer looks awesome. Let's get right into that. This is the FEH channel. We're gonna compare rewards from this year versus last year. We're gonna look at all of the stuff they gave us and really dig deep, maybe is not the word, but this trailer looks awesome. I am very, very shocked that this is an Astra Mythic. I thought for sure we were gonna get a Light Mythic. That's really not a plus or a minus. It's just we just got an Astra Mythic recently, so I'm curious what they have planned there. I do like the look. It looks like we have bounty hunters. The helping hands seem to come in and try to save people. We'll see what that's all about. I'm very curious, but she's kind of adorable. Like when she turns into and I know it's supposed to be a squirrel, but I will probably always call it a rat because, I mean, she's called Ratatoskr. That's I don't know how you're not. But anyway, I mean, this is the setup for the next love interest for Alphonse, who, I mean, last book kind of had 3. But the art for this stuff looks amazing. The new characters look great. I don't know what this snake is, but I'm curious. And of course, we've got the new Divine Vein effect, and that looks incredibly powerful. But you get to see all the stuff with Alphonse trying to not get offed by flying girl with knives. And of course, they're after Veronica again because she gets in trouble in every book now. It's the thing. It's going to be forever, right? But like I said, I mean, the trailer looks great. The theme looks fantastic. I'm anxious to see it. I'm a little bit worried for Henrietta, but we'll see how all of that pans out in the coming the coming months. But yeah, so here is our new character with the squirrel tail. But here's our new art. I don't know what's going on here. This kind of looks like Leaf up in the top left, but I'm guessing no. I'm guessing this is a completely new character. We have a lot of unknowns here, and we have very few lines of text to figure all this stuff out. But hey, coming up very soon, we'll get the first chapter in the book, and we'll get a lot of that stuff start to be answered. And of course, we get a free Ratatoskr. I've said it before, but merging these free units is very valuable. I cannot say enough. Like, it is a huge deal. They are cheaper than any other kind of unit because they're mythics. You get just a lot out of them. So let's get right to Ratatoskr. And there's some interesting things going on. You see, we've got a new beast skill going on there at tier 4, which is great. We're going to get to her sea skill, which looks phenomenal, and we're going to get to the Divine Vein green. But you can see she gives speed. That is easily the most valuable thing you can get from an offensive mythic, and she's Astra. I am curious how she fits in with the enemy phase stuff that we have going on, because Astra season is very heavily driven by enemy phase. And she looks more like a player phase unit, so maybe we'll start to see a shift there. We'll see. But right now, offense is just very heavily favored compared to defense on Astra. So this is probably going to push that even further. So as we move along, we're seeing Turbo Squirrel do a rolling attack, which is ridiculously cute. It really is. Okay, so we come off of that and we see all of this green stuff. That's not a small deal. So we have Mending Heart, after unit acts, if Kanto triggers, then after unit acts, and again after unit moves with Kanto, which we saw in the video. Applies Divine Vein green to unit space and spaces within 2 spaces. We've seen that before. Restores 7 HP to allies within 2 spaces of unit after combat. That is next to worthless for a cav unit like this, because generally she's going to be too far away for this to be really a thing. If unit initiates combat orders within 2 spaces of an ally, grants Omni plus 4 to unit during combat, inflicts guard on foe per attack, and restores 7 HP to unit after combat. That's bad because that really hurts her Gale Force ability, which is unfortunate. But Divine Vein green is what we're really here for. Applies the following effects on space for foes. Foe cannot warp from this space or into this space. And that's negated by pass. Inflicts special cooldown charge -1, so guard, which is very powerful. And then, yeah, so we've got guard and then anti-warping. Obviously, the place you're going to be looking for this most is in summoner duels. And it's interesting the way this is gonna set up, because you're not always like, is this an initiator and then you canto back to your team? We're gonna see how exactly we use this unit, but there may even be obviously something like you repo a unit and then you suddenly put up a whole bunch of stuff around you, but the range isn't quite good enough for that. So we're gonna see. This very much looks like it wants to be a hit and run unit, and we've seen how cavalry are not very reliable in summoner duels. On some maps they're amazing, on some maps they aren't. But looking at this more in the vein of Aether Raids, I mean, obviously Divine Vein Green is going to be excellent for units that need guard, and that's been a thing that's hard to get. The restriction of movement is, I mean, is this unit, I think what they're wanting with this unit, and this is a guess before we get to play with this, but I think this unit wants to hit into the enemy, create the Divine Vein Green around that, and then run away. And so you have a better hit and run style here. The thing you're gonna have to get better at if you want to use this unit is double smite type things, where you're smiting this unit onto a trap and then and then going from there. That's very possible. This unit is going to be very weak to the magical traps, because since she is a mythic, she's not going to have very high HP. If you're max merging, it would be an interesting thing to see how high her HP can get. Looking at her stats, I mean, that's definitely respectable attack and speed. We're going to see what World Tree Tail is very shortly, so I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of damage out of that. But again, this is a curious hit and run unit. As we've seen before, what we're worried about is attacking into any sort of near save. The thing in this unit's favor is that we're starting to see more and more cav lines or flyer lines, and those are much easier to tack into because they have to give up saviors generally in order to get the threat range they want. So this unit is still TBD, but I think as a hit and run unit, this is very usable. The biggest thing I'm worried about is, does this unit actually have use in summoner duels? Divine Vein Green is obviously very good. I don't know about it being on a beast cav. Like that is a tough sell. Again, it's possible to use this unit, and there are definitely some things you could do, but you have to have an action before you inhibit warping, which is a big deal. Okay, so login bonuses. We have all kinds of great stuff. This actually tracks really well with last year. If we're looking at this is almost the same, except we had 700 and 700. Looking next, this is kind of funny. All of this, obviously, we're growing in 8s, and again, they stiff us on the orbs. Everything else is 8s, and they do 3 orbs. That's not even, maybe they could do 4 and they could say it's at least, divides into 8 somehow evenly. I don't know, but give us orbs. Seriously, it would not, 5 more orbs is not going to, anyway. Okay, we have these. I love the Fae Wanted poster. I also love the Shrine of the Squirrel. So, I mean, Ratatoskr Shrine is fantastic. Obviously, Fae is very excited about this. The castle design, no joke, looks incredible. I kind of love this. Like, I am all kinds of excited, and yeah. I love these castle designs. I might be the only one. So here we have it in Yggdrasil. I will definitely use it, and I always enjoy the free ones. They're a lot of fun. So next up, we go through our units very quickly here. The big thing here is we have the demote Severa, which is an Omni tank, and we'll have a bigger rundown on her shortly. Then we have Lucina with this rearmed axe, which is, I think this is going to be a really good one. Lucina as a unit is a cav rearmed unit, and I'm not just a huge fan of that. We've had a lot of cavs, and I feel like the reason they give us those is because they have fewer things that they can inherit. And I think that's just a little bit slimy, but what do you do? And then, of course, you have Ratatoskr, and this is, again, if you need an Astra Mythic merged up, it is fairly cheap to get this done in a period of a year. It costs in the range of about 800 orbs. I'll break that down on the banner review when that comes out. I know 800 orbs sounds like a lot, but for a plus 10, that is ridiculously small. All right. Somewhere's the Shadow is just bouncing off the walls. Inigo is here. And then we have Valadar, who I don't know what this unit is going to be, but the art looks phenomenal. Then we have the update. Let's talk about the update, because I am less than thrilled. And so, I mean, the big thing is the Binding World stuff is, it's nice. Like, if you are a spender, being able to get version 5 units is pretty fantastic. So real quickly, just notable folks that you'll be able to get from Binding Worlds now. So legendaries, you've got Lena, Claude, Sigurd, Byleth, Micaiah, Faye, and Eitri. I mean, honestly, those are all pretty nice units to have. Some of them have refines coming up soon, so that will be a fun time to be able to get those updated. Mythics, you've got Regan, Cyros, Dogger, Ashura, Note, Uller, Oter, and Thor. Particular in there, Regan with an updated kit can do some really phenomenal things, and the others are all okay. Regan is also the one that has the refine coming up the soonest. The last thing to look at is the duos, and that's Altina, Duopeony, Dorothea, Leaf, Myrrh, Erica, Catria. Bridal Catria, who has lost a lot of steam, yes, but still with an updated kit can be very nice. Hilda, Sita, Henoka, Leaf, Sothis, and Corin. This is not a bad batch at all. Those very nice additions. I like this. I looked at the time at this point and knew that I was in trouble because there wasn't enough time for them to go over something big that I wanted. They got my hopes up for half a second, but I knew the second they called it Auto Battle Affinity that I was possibly in trouble. So we have a lot of bouncing around. Let's talk about the gist of this thing. Essentially what you're doing is a Grand Conquest size map, which again is what I really want in this world. Like, I want the bigger maps, and you're playing it with your allies' teams, which is neat. You're playing it with your teams, which is neat. They'll have bonus units, and that will increase the odds of you getting good affinity. All of this is good. Daily login bonuses are okay. I am up to this point, I'm still hopeful, even though that auto battle thing is just looming over my head. Then they get into it a little more, and we'll tick through this a little bit faster. Here you're picking your friend's team. Here's the weird screen where you find out how in love they are with each other. And here we got 100%. Up to this, I'm really skeptical. So I'm already getting worried. Then we get into this portion, and all right, bonus stats, fantastic. I'm nodding and smiling. And then they get to this part, and you don't actually control your own units. Okay, this isn't frontline phalanx bad, and part of this may be because I was really hoping for a good co-op mode, and they kind of teased it just a bit and then did this thing. So, I mean, Yeah, this is interesting. But this is not it, guys. Like, I didn't need another mode where I don't play the game and I just randomly click auto battle and then just tap to get it all the way through. Like, so it starts December 17th. This isn't a bad game mode. It's been over 700 days since our last new mode. This is an event. I keep calling it a game mode. This is a new event. And I am chomping at the bit to get that thing in here. And I'm guessing they're waiting, and we'll have to see what February holds, because that's probably the next time we'll see it. Maybe for the anniversary, we'll see something bigger. I am less than enthused by the new game mode. All right. So I wish I had better, more hopeful news for you. I'm not great with that. So let's look at book 7 versus book 8. They both have the new book in Heroes, and honestly, the new Heroes look great. I don't want to make them sound like I'm not enthused by those. I really do like those. 3 orbs is, I mean, by now we're used to it. We got Aether Structures, and last year we got Structures and a Resort update. We got the Otherworldly Bond. Last year we got it brand new. This year we got the version 5 update. Last year we got Arena Tickets, Friend Cap Increase, and a new Castle background. This year we did get the new Castle background, but instead of that we got Auto Affinity Battles. And I honestly like Arena Tickets better than Auto Affinity Battles. So I don't know if this lives up to last year. But yeah, we'll be talking about the units. We'll be getting into those, and I've got some Astra analysis coming your way so you can make decisions on which Astra Mythics you'd like to merge up. So this is good. This isn't great, but I guess they can't all be winners. Summoners, I hope you're doing well. Let me know in the comments if you're excited about this, and yeah, schedule an appointment with your FEHology just real soon.